This episode of Amish Baby Machine Pop Culture Podcast was originally podcasted in 2014. Enjoy.
Warning. The following podcast contains adult language and childish comedy. Listener discretion is advised. And now, please adjust your headphone volume to an unreasonable level and enjoy the most dynamic and electrifyingly entertaining podcast ever to conquer cyberspace. This is Amish Baby Machine with your hosts Dags and Jeff.
Hello and welcome to the most powerful podcast ever created, the Amish Baby Machine Podcast, starring Dags and Jeff. Jeff, how are you today?
I'm awesome.
How are you?
Good.
You look good.
Uh-oh.
You ready for a show?
Yes.
You ready to rock and roll? How are you guys doing out there? How are the fans doing? Are you guys doing good? Are you happy?
We can't hear them.
Who can't hear them? What are these voices I'm hearing? I'm hearing voices. So what's up, Jeff?
I'm excited. Can I start with Star Trek?
You're going to start with Star Trek?
Yeah.
Hold on. Attention. Jeff is starting with Star Trek. Go.
I found on Netflix streaming the original series. I finally have watched all the series of Star Trek except the original. So I started watching the original, and I discovered something about this version of the original series. It's the remastered version. So it's cleaned up, so it looks really good, HD. Like everything, the colors are amazing, and it's crisp and it's clear. But they touched up the special effects. They didn't add anything, they just touched it up. So remember in the original series, when they would orbit a planet, the planet just looked like an amorphous blob that was in the shape of a sphere?
It was kind of like out of focus?
It didn't even look like out of focus. It just looked like a watercolor planet. Now it looks like they're orbiting a planet. They cleaned up the ships now. The ships look really cool. They didn't add anything to it. They just cleaned up the footage because they went back to the original masters. The ships look amazing. I mean, obviously they're not as detailed as like CGI ship would be, but they look really good. And the movement, I think they did a little bit of image stabilization, so it doesn't look so plastic model on a wire type thing. They clean up the movement a little bit, so the movement of the ships looks a lot better. Just that little bit of kind of making a little bit everything a little crisp and cleaner and better. And the star field looks better too. They didn't add a bunch of stars to it. It's not out of focus anymore. It's cleaned up.
Does it work? I mean...
Oh, yes.
Okay, so there's still that camp factor.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's still William Shatner. I mean, they didn't edit him out.
Thank God. But they didn't put some, like, low-T dude like...
Yeah, and it's I don't know how much of it they even added in. There is one shot I know in one of the episodes where it clearly is a newer CGI shot, and maybe they just couldn't clean up the old one for whatever reason. And all it is a star field with like a space disturbance in the background. It just sort of looks like a newer CGI. The special effects, I think the originals are the original special effects, but they were able to remaster them and mix them in, and so it looks like it was supposed to. They didn't do like with Star Wars where they added in a bunch of creatures and different things to the explosions. It's just what it was supposed to look like. If they'd had the editing technology to put it all together proper.
So they didn't put like in Star Wars when the Death Star exploded, that little ring shooting out.
I've watched about 5 or 6 episodes. I haven't seen anything like that. There's been a couple things they've put in, and maybe it's just because they had to. Because whatever the original didn't work, or for whatever reason. Because they're going back to mid-60s with these originals and cleaning up.
How about the Klingon, the makeup on the Klingons?
I haven't seen the Klingons yet. I haven't got that far in the series. But it looks crisp. The colors are vibrant like they would have been in the 60s, like if you're on set. It looks really awesome.
And what is this available? How can the kids enjoy this?
I'm streaming it on Netflix. So if you have Netflix, just find Star Trek and stream it. I know they're I think more than halfway through with the next generation. They're taking the original masters and redoing it in high definition.
Do you think we'll be able to find an HD copy for the YouTube to put it up on the website?
Maybe. At the very least, a trailer for it. I'll look for it.
Cool.
I'll make a note.
What episode or which show, you're the Star Trek nerd here, which was the one where they got into like a bar fight kind of, and they used the old original cast, and then the new cast were in there, and they were in the same... They're somewhere. It was like a fight. They got into a fight, and I think they're fighting the Klingons.
It was Deep Space Nine, because it was a triple episode, right?
I think so.
Yeah, so Deep Space Nine did an episode where they went back in time to the space station where the original Enterprise had picked up the Tribbles. Tribbles being those little furry creatures that reproduce. And
they had trouble with them.
Yeah. So this is an episode they did, and they did, it's sort of like how... You know, Contact had Bill Clinton CGI'd in there, and they kind of took things out of context, and they made it look like he was talking about the aliens that they made contact with, and Forrest Gump had...
Did he have his cigar with him or not?
Forrest Gump had Forrest shaking hands with, I think, Kennedy or Nixon, and one of the two.
I do believe he has to pee.
Yeah. It was sort of that thing where they had... CGI, and they kind of clipped the things together. So they took some footage from the original episode, and then they had another story kind of going on in the background with Commander Sisko, Captain Sisko at the time, I think, and whatnot.
That was cool though. I like that.
Yeah, called Trials and Tribulations.
Troubles, Tribulations.
Trouble with Tribbles was the original.
Yep.
Original series episode.
Yes.
All right.
You know what I like?
Nerdfest over.
Well, I'm gonna keep going. Don't tell me when I'm done. All right. Don't tell me when this shit is done. I'll tell you when it's done. I like the original Star Trek because there was, like I always say, there's more tea in there. There's a high tea. Like Scotty, he's very volatile. He's crabby.
Yeah.
He was horny. I mean, that's real life, baby.
The women were dressed like galactic cheerleaders.
Yes.
God. They always had the yeoman standing behind Captain Kirk.
They don't make those 60s chicks anymore. Why not? Frick. Now you got me all worked up. So, let's do what is it, 360 to 720? Mm-hmm. The View. Rosie O'Donnell is coming back to The View.
Oh, finally. I've been waiting for this. Does anybody care about The View anymore? I mean, it's just a bunch of ladies cackling, right?
Have you ever watched an episode of The View?
I can't, because it's nonsense. It's geared towards people that are home during the day and are clearly unemployable.
I'm home during the day. I'm home during the night. I'm home.
You're a homebody. You're a housewife.
Yes. So they got the Rosie O'Donnell's is coming back. She was on it for a while, and then she got fired. She got into a fight with that Hasselbeck. What's her name?
Something Hasselbeck. Her husband was a quarterback.
Yep.
I forget.
Seahorn, I think. Anywho, yeah, they're bringing her back, and she had that. Remember, she had that feud with Donald Trump.
Yeah. They're just doing it for ratings because she's going to create scandal, and the people will want to turn in just to see the drama and everything. Everything is just turning into a train wreck fight. That's what the most popular TV, like the Real Housewives.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like when I was thinking when we were talking about on last show about Bill Maher and Ann Coulter. I think everything is for effect now. They literally say outrageous things, and it's just WWE. WWF, because I'm trapped in the 80s.
Yes.
AWA, that's where it started. But I think everything is bullshit now. I mean, sports, like the LeBron going back, we didn't talk about that last. LeBron's coming back to Cleveland.
Yeah, we don't watch basketball though, so we don't really care.
Do we have a team here? We don't have pro.
Well, the Minnesota Lynx, the women's team, we have. Oh no, wait, we might have a professional men's team.
But it's all hyped up bullshit. Everything's for effect.
Sometimes you do get some interesting conversation. I have seen some interesting like YouTube clips from a Bill Maher show. Usually it's when Bill Maher has shut up and the guests are talking, because he does have some interesting people on there. Dinesh D'Souza has been on there. He's kind of interesting. Your favorite, Neil deGrasse Tyson, has been on there. He's interesting.
Neil deGrasse Junior High.
And so there are shows like that where they can have interesting conversations, but it's usually when after Bill Maher has used all of his canned jokes that he's been waiting to get out, and he can just shut up and let people have a conversation.
You know, you talk about Neil deGrasse Junior High.
Mm.
Do we need like the dumbing down of science? Do we need like the characters like him and that Bill Nye?
Yes.
I mean, isn't science? And do we, if someone doesn't know about science, is not interested in it, do you think we should just leave it and the people that are interested into it do it?
Well,
should you make it candy coated and palatable so everyone?
I don't think he does. He does when he's on. What they do when they're on TV. But if you've ever, I know I've watched a few Bill deGrasse Tyson's talks. He doesn't candy coat it so much. His big thing, and I think Bill Nye to an extent, is science illiteracy. People that don't understand what they're talking about, but are talking about it anyways. And I think that's prevalent in a lot of things, like climate change. Both sides have people that have taken science they don't understand and are running with it and don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Or people talking about space travel and stuff like that. They just don't know what they're talking about. I think that's their biggest pet peeve. And I think, yes, when you have a channel like The Learning Channel, whose highest rated show is Honey Boo Boo, I think we have a problem with science illiteracy. So sometimes it does need to be dumbed down, yeah. But also the media dumbs down things too. When that whole thing with the Ukraine and Crimea started up, CNN showed a map. Ukraine is in Europe and Crimea is here on the... It's like, all right, thanks. I knew that in 8th grade geography.
You did?
Who doesn't know where Ukraine is?
I bet you a lot of people
Yeah,
don't.
and that's really the problem. And that's why things are dumbed down. But if you talk to people like they're smart, they'll catch up. Or they'll do their damned best. If you talk to people like they're dumb, they're going to stay dumb. That's why the most successful people aren't necessarily the smartest. They just have surrounded themselves with smart people. George Bush wasn't the smartest guy out there, but he had a smart team.
That's why I have you.
There you go. Long answer, yes. I think you do need to dumb it down for some people.
It's like the Rock the Vote. Do you remember Rock the Vote?
Yeah, but that was bullshit.
P. Diddy.
That was just a cause that people got behind because it was cool to do.
But I don't want these people voting.
Well, that's true, yeah.
But going back to Bill Nye and the Neil deGrasse Junior High, I think that there's too much ego in it. It's too much about them, and like his debate. If they had more of a faceless person, like, do you wonder, or does the ego come with the? You know, you wonder if a dude like Tesla, would he have the ego too? Are those hand in hand?
I think eccentric and ego go hand in hand, yeah.
They do. Eccentric,
smart, and ego go hand in hand. Neil deGrasse Tyson kind of really became famous because he's the one that downgraded Pluto from a planet. Because when they were rebuilding the Hayden Planetarium in New York, they were doing this planetary model and they were grouping everything together, like the rocky planets together and the gas planets together. And they were like, all right, here's Pluto. What do we do with Pluto? And they said, well, put it with what else is similar to it. And they put it with all the comets and Oort cloud objects and stuff like that. So he kind of became semi-famous for that. And he wrote a few books and capitalized on it a little bit. But his big thing is science illiteracy. The fact that we don't have science enough in schools and we're not doing enough to sort of push it.
I don't know. I get tired of him pontificating.
I've watched a few talks with him, and he is pretty smart. He talks.
I'm not saying he's not intelligent. There's a lot of intelligent people.
But he's weird. He's a nerdy dude. Like, he's what happens when a nerd becomes popular. Because he wears, like, the weird Hawaiian shirts with Saturn all over it and stuff like that. It's, like, I've hung out with people like that before.
Have you ever seen his Uranus? No.
I did a robotics thing a long time ago, and it was nothing but nerd at the competition. It was robots competing. I know it was high school, but it was nerds getting together afterwards and kind of hanging out and competing or hanging out and partying. And nerds don't socialize.
All right, my testosterone is I've never had it this low. Let's get into a little thing. Have you ever heard this game called Would You Rather?
Yeah, I think so.
I pulled this one off the internet. Eventually, I should start writing my own, but are you ready, Jeff?
Oh, you're going to ask me questions?
Yes.
Okay.
Would you rather?
All right.
Number 1. Would you rather live 1,000-year life or 10 100-year lives?
10 100-year lives.
And why is that?
Well, all right. Is it the same 1,000-year span you're living, though? Are you living the same 100-year span over and over again? Can I live it as different people in different areas, in different countries?
Why do you have to ruin everything? I'm just asking a goddamn question.
It makes a difference.
1,000-year life.
I would pick the 10.
You were born 1,000 years ago, and then
I would pick the 10 100-year lives.
All right. I'm already bored with your answers. Number 2, would you rather have hiccups for the rest of your life, or feel like you need to sneeze and not be able to for the rest of your life?
Oh man. God, the hiccups is going to inhibit from doing a lot of things, but the sneezing is going to be annoying. I'm going to go with the sneezing.
Number 3. Would you rather have the ability to read minds, but you're illiterate, or just have the ability to read?
I think reading minds and be illiterate.
Interesting.
Because you could just have someone else read it for you and you read their mind.
Would you rather watch your parents have sex every day for a year, or join in once to make it stop?
That's fucked up. What? Okay, what? Watch them have sex?
Yep, every day for a year, or join in once to make it stop.
What do you mean join in once? Like be a part of it?
Yeah, get in there. You can go first.
I'm going to choose option C where I kill myself.
That's not an option.
I don't know. I'll pass. That's
All right, I'll give you one mulligan. Would you rather eat chocolate-flavored poop or poop-flavored chocolate?
Poop-flavored chocolate. Because I've had those Harry Potter jelly beans before where it's like booger and earthworm and shit like that.
Pretty vile.
Oh my God.
The vomit one's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, but at the very least you know it's food. Like chocolate-flavored poop.
Or do you?
Still, well, chocolate-flavored poop is still poop, but poop-flavored chocolate, it tastes literally like shit, but at least it's still just chocolate. I think I could wrap my head around that easier.
You're on a desert island with a beautiful man or woman. Would you rather top half fish or bottom half fish?
Well, first of all, it's a beautiful woman.
Or is it?
Bottom half fish.
And why is that?
Oral's still an option.
Wow.
But you still got tits.
Wow.
Oh.
You really did a lot of thinking on that one.
Fishes have anuses, so I assume there's an anus in there somewhere at least.
So you do want the man. Okay. Would you rather fart popcorn or have your past and future web browsing history available to everyone?
Fart popcorn? That's an awesome party trick. Fart popcorn? How can you not fart popcorn?
Or you have your past and future web browsing history available to everyone.
See, that's kind of a bad one because farting popcorn is upside, is a good thing, and the web history is a bad thing. So you're always going to choose fart popcorn. Who doesn't want to fart popcorn?
Would you eat it?
Now, is it poop-flavored popcorn or popcorn-flavored fart?
Hashtag mind blown. Would you rather go to Hogwarts and still be a muggle or live in a world with Pokemon but only be able to catch Magikarps? See, I don't even know Pokemon.
Hogwarts. I'd go to Hogwarts.
You would?
Yeah.
All right, number 9. Would you rather have a vagina on your forehead or a row of penises down your back like a stegosaurus?
Either way, it's going to attract a crowd I'm not really into. Oh, man. I think with the vagina and the forehead, you could just wear like a headband. Look like the Karate Kid.
To deal with that big axe wound on your forehead.
Yeah. I gotta have to come up with some kind of like lumberjack story or something about how it got there. I'm gonna have to go with the vagina on the forehead.
Really?
I think the row of penises down your back is gonna be a different type of crowd, and shirts aren't gonna fit right.
I think you can control those crowds. Would you rather have a bell go off every single time you are aroused? Feel a sharp pain in your side every single time someone said your name?
Specifically my name or just the name Jeff?
Specifically
my name. I guess the sharp pain. I want to know who's talking about me. Start asking questions.
Number 11. I should say the numbers, right? Because for everyone that's scoring at home. Number 11. Would you rather have accordions for legs or have a huge belly button 10 inches long that swayed to the beat of a popular music?
Swayed to the beat of popular music?
Yep.
Accordions for legs. Then I could jam with Weird Al Yankovic.
Well, it's cool because it'd be like, when the Wile E. Coyote, when the big anvil fell on you and like, rah, 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 rah. Number 12. Would you rather have sex with a goat and no one knows you did it, or not have sex with a goat but everyone thinks you did?
So, if you didn't but everyone thinks you did, you've got a stigma. And if you did and no one knows, at least you had sex.
There's a first for everything, Jeff.
Yeah. I guess I would choose sex with a goat and no one knows.
Wow. You're a sick fucker. 13. Would you rather live in a world where huge, friendly gummy bears walk around, or live in a world where hoverboards exist?
Gummy bears.
And why is that?
I don't like skateboarding. Or hoverboarding, as it were.
How often have you hoverboarded?
Never.
With the gummy bear, would you make love to the gummy bear?
How big are the gummy bears?
They're huge and friendly.
Well, they're friendly. I imagine that'd be a bit sticky, though.
The sticky situation.
Yeah.
Number 14. Would you rather live the rest of your life with Cheeto dust on your fingers or have taste buds in your butt?
What kind of mental patient is writing these? Oh, fuck, the Cheeto fingers would drive me insane. I hate having stuff on my hands. Whenever I get anything on my hands, I'm wiping them off right away and washing them.
That's what she said.
But tasting my own poo. Shit. Literally. Man, I'd probably... Well, does the Cheeto dust come off and get all on my electronics and stuff?
Cheeto dust on your fingers. You've had Cheeto dust.
Oh, man. I'd have to go with the taste buds in my ass then. I think I'd get used to it. But the Cheeto dust would ruin all my stuff.
I feel the flock of Amish have learned a lot about you, Jeff. and it's not good. It's not good. And number 15, drum roll, please.
Oh, boy.
Would you rather? This is probably, are you sitting down right now?
Yes.
This may be the hardest question that you've anyone's ever asked you before. Side soup or side salad?
Man. I know.
Because both are semi-healthy and you're not used to that.
Yeah,
so.
no, because I love a good side salad, but man, sometimes you go to like Baker Square and they've got the Wisconsin 3-cheese with the little pretzel bits in it.
Wow.
Fantastic.
Pretzel bits.
I like a cream of broccoli. I like a cream of broccoli soup or broccoli and
What
cheese.
are the 3 cheeses? Now you have me intrigued.
I don't know, to be honest. I'd imagine cheddar because it's Wisconsin. I'm gonna have to go side salad because at the very least I know what I'm getting. The side soup, it could be whatever, some weird soup of the day like a tomato basil. I don't like tomato soup. I don't know. Side salad.
Wow.
So
those are some great. What did you think of that quiz? That was a fun quiz, wasn't it?
Sort of fun, sort of looking into the mind of an insane person type quiz.
Tell me about it. Should we enjoy some questions from the flock?
Yes, let's. Let me find them. So,
okay, I got one here. Our friend Rob, big friend of the show, enjoys the Gary Newman. Big fan of the Gary Newman. So am I. On my Instagram, I've been putting up some Newman albums. Jeff, can you tell the kids where they can enjoy us?
Find us at Twitter, at Amish Bee Machine. Interact with us there. It's the best way to do it. Facebook, just search for Amish Baby Machine. The website, AmishBabyMachine.com. And Instagram, just search for Amish Baby Machine. And Vine, Amish Baby Machine as well. We're adding to our social media repertoire.
I don't know what that means.
I think it's French for where you can find us. Also, listen to us on iTunes. Remember, click the 5 stars, get that HD audio. Stitcher, build a playlist with us on Stitcher, on your Stitcher app, and you can binge listen to the Amish Baby Machine. So we got the question.
The question from Rob at ROBERICA 2010. All one word.
So is that Roberica, like a Plan America, or is that Rob Erica, like he shares it with his girlfriend or wife?
It's a mystery. The question is, have we seen Under the Skin by Scarlett Johansson?
I don't know what that is.
I have not.
No. But if it's got Scarlett Johansson in it, I think I'm going to have to view it.
We're sorry that we had such a lame answer to your question.
That was anticlimactic, yeah.
Well, it's your fault. All right. Since Jeff is ruining the show, let's get some shout-outs.
But you got, if anything where you say Scarlett Johansson, I'm intrigued. I will search for it. We'll let you know next episode. Shout-outs.
At TKC, or TK Comedy, I'm sorry. TK Comedy 2013. Shout out to him, because that dude is sweet.
Sweet.
At Conrad Jack Show. It's friends of the show. We want you to follow them. Awesome podcast. At Captain_Heck. He's a fine man on Twitter. He's a very conservative, very just a great guy. I want you to follow him. I also want to do a couple shout-outs to our friend Neil. The show has 2 dogs. They're big fans of the show, so we're saying hey to 0 and 7. They're fine-looking animals.
They don't have Twitter accounts?
They may.
Oh.
They may, and I just don't have it here. And finally, at In Session Film. Great podcast about the cinemas. They probably know about the Under the Skin by Scarlett Johansson. I'm sorry we don't, because we just haven't got around to it. Jeff, I think we need to see that new monkey movie, Planet of the Grapes.
Ooh, what's eating Planet Grape?
Yep, Dawn of the Dish Soap or whatever. I think we should see that.
Have you seen the previous relaunch Planet of the Apes?
I saw the Marky Mark one. But there was one after that. I did not.
Is there one or has there been two? Because there was Planet of the Apes, there was Rise of the Planet of the Apes, and I feel like there was another one somewhere in there too. Because one of them had James Franco in it. Maybe I could be, I don't know. I haven't seen any of them. It's just, they don't appeal to me though.
Did you see the original 1968 one?
Forever ago, yeah. I've seen those forever ago, yeah.
There was 4 other ones. There was like Beneath the Planet of the Apes and...
Yeah, all sorts of spin-offs.
Planet of the Apes Strike Back, and yeah. They were cool. Back then they had a whole different vibe though. They had the whole 70s vibe. So they're...
Yeah, kind of that campiness.
I don't even know if it was campy. It was just what it was. I mean, you look back at a lot of stuff, even like we were talking about Star Trek being campy. But I think it's just what it was. I don't know if it was trying to be campy, like Batman, the original, the TV show.
Yeah,
that was trying to be campy. Yeah. I mean, that had a sense of humor. Like he was running around, like on the pilot episode of the original movie, he's running around with a bomb. Remember that? And he's trying to get rid of it. He goes over the side of the boat and there's little ducks swimming, you know. I mean, that obviously was trying to be funny and campy.
Under the Skin with Scarlett Johansson from 2013. A mysterious woman seduces lonely men in the evening hours in Scotland. Events lead her to begin a process of self-discovery. That's Scarlett Johansson seducing men. That's going to.
I wonder if it was like Rochelle, her erotic journey from Milan to Minsk. All right, guys, that's going to do it. I want to thank everyone for listening to the show. We appreciate it. We love all the people out there, all the love we get on Twitter. I enjoy that on the Facebook. We just ask you guys to tell a friend about our show. We're trying to get the word out. This is a highly interactive show. If you ever want us to talk about any topics, just hit us up on Twitter, probably the best way, at Amish Bee Machine. For Jeff, this is Dags, and this is the Amish Baby Machine Podcast.
We hoped you enjoyed this episode of the Amish Baby Machine Podcast. The Amish Baby Machine Podcast is available on iTunes and on the Stitcher radio app, available for iPhone, iPad, Android, and Kindle Fire. Please follow us on Twitter at Amish Bee Machine and visit our webpage, www.amishbabymachine.com. Thank you for listening. This has been an Amish Baby Machine production, all rights reserved.